Welcome, Planeswalkers, to another deck breakdown here on The Hero TV. Today, we're diving into the shadowy depths of Dimir Reanimator with our sneaky yet clever commander, Nashi, Searcher in the Dark. This deck is all about historic graveyard shenanigans, powerful legendaries, and enchantments being brought back to wreak havoc. So, without further ado, let's explore what this deck does, key cards, and how Nashi's unique talents drive this ratty deck to victory. The full deck list is in the description below, so be sure to check it out. This video is powered by Dubby. Dubby Energy is the maker of a clean, gamer energy drink. Top enhanced focus, concentration, and reaction time with no jitters, crash, or bad ingredients. Head over to dubby.gg and use the code THEHEROES to get that 10% discount. Nashi is the heart of this deck. Whenever Nashi, Searcher in the Dark, deals combat damage to an opponent, you mill that many cards, and then, here's the fun part, you can grab any number of legendary and enchantment cards milled this way and reanimate them right into your hand. If not, Nashi gets bigger with a +1/+1 counter. This means we want to be swinging with Nashi early and often to maximize our graveyard filling potential and get those juicy cards into play. Let's take a look at how we're setting up for this Reanimator strategy. Here are some of our key graveyard synergies. Muldrifter, draw cards early or evoke it into the graveyard to reanimate later for even more value. Ashiok, Nightmare Weaver. Not only can Ashiok exile your opponent's creatures, but it can also fuel your own graveyard strategies by pulling cards out of exile for your advantage. Fact or fiction and deep analysis. Efficient card draw spells that dump useful cards into the graveyard, ready for reanimation later. Grazilax, Illithid Scholar, protects our creatures from removal and keeps the cards flowing by returning them to our hand after they hit. Once we've got legendary creatures and enchantments in the graveyard, it's time to start bringing them back. Our deck is loaded with some seriously powerful reanimation spells to do just that. Beacon of Unrest. Get a legendary creature, enchantment, or even an artifact back from the graveyard or someone else's. Entreat the Dead. Perfect for returning a bunch of threats from the yard late game. Army of the Damned. Need to overwhelm your opponents? Reanimate this to flood the board with 13 tap 2x2 zombies. Then flash it back to do it all over again. Ever After. Return 2 creatures from your graveyard to the battlefield at once. This spell not only gives you immediate board presence, but also shuffles itself back into your deck, meaning you can cast it multiple times during the game. Victimize. Sacrifice 1 creature to return 2 others from the graveyard. It's a low-cost reanimation spell that turns one body into 2 powerful threats, making it ideal for mid-game plays. Yawgmoth's Vile Offering, a legendary sorcery that allows you to both destroy an opposing creature or planeswalker and return a creature or planeswalker from any graveyard to your battlefield. The double utility makes it one of the most powerful cards in the deck, especially with Nashi's ability to bring legendary cards to hand. In a casual commander deck like this, it's important to stay alive long enough to pull off your plans. So let's talk about board control and how we keep our life total high while Nashi digs for answers. Propaganda. Make your opponents think twice before attacking you with waves of creatures because taxing them with mana will slow them down. Hero's Downfall and Go for the Throat. Pinpoint removal to take out big threats. Reality Shift and Imprisoned in the Moon. Permanently shut down problematic commanders or combo pieces. Ether Spellbomb. Bounce threats away or protect Nashi in a pinch. These cards keep us alive and let us pick off opposing threats while we set up our bigger plays. Now, let's focus on one of the core aspects of the deck. Enchantments. Since Nashi's ability specifically looks for legendaries and enchantments, we've packed the deck with some incredibly strong enchantments that support your game plan and disrupt your opponents. Withering Torment. This enchantment punishes your opponents by draining their life and resources whenever they cast a spell, perfect for a slower grind game where you want to outlast them. Aqueous Form, a key card for making Nashi unblockable, allowing you to connect for damage, mill, and trigger its ability. Plus, it lets you scry to set up your next few turns. Demonic Embrace makes Nashi bigger, gives it flying, and ensures it keeps swinging in for damage, allowing you to continue milling and reanimating. The Eldest Reborn, a saga that forces opponents to sacrifice a creature or planeswalker, discards a card on the second chapter, and then reanimates a creature or planeswalker from any graveyard on its final chapter. This not only disrupts your opponents, but also fits perfectly with your Reanimator theme, giving you yet another way to return a powerful card from the graveyard. The Tale of Tamio. This flavorful saga provides value with card draw and a mill strategy that aligns perfectly with Nashi's goals. Plus, the added flexibility of drawing from your own graveyard helps keep your hand full. Now, what's a Reanimator deck without some legendary creatures to bring back from the grave? Nashi gives us access to some of the most powerful legends in the game, and once they hit the field, they're hard to stop. Let's take a look at 9 of the key creatures that really shine in this deck. God-Eternal Kefnet. This indestructible flying threat allows you to copy your instant and sorcery spells when you draw them, giving you extra value while being incredibly hard to remove. Kefnet's resilience makes it a great reanimation target and a powerful tool for drawing out games. Erebos, Bleak-Hearted. Erebos offers incredible card draw by letting you sacrifice creatures to draw cards, while also turning your opponent's creature deaths into life loss. A perfect piece for a grindy strategy, it ensures you stay ahead on resources. Gonti, Lord of Luxury. Stealing cards from your opponent's libraries while also offering a death touch blocker makes Gonti a fantastic target to reanimate. Repeatedly casting your opponent's best spells is a fun and disruptive way to keep gaining advantage. Seer Conrad, the Grim, a key damage dealer in the deck. Seer Conrad punishes your opponents every time a creature dies, enters, or leaves the graveyard. His ability works in tandem with Nashi's Mill and Reanimation, making him a serious threat over time. The Ancient One, a massive legendary creature that brings a towering presence to the battlefield. With its combination of size and power, it's a fantastic reanimation target that can dominate the game quickly. Venser, Shaper Savant. Venser provides excellent disruption by bouncing any spell or permanent when it enters the battlefield. As a reanimation target, he can repeatedly return to shut down key plays or reset problematic permanents. Vren, the Relentless. This legendary rat rogue is a force for board control, exiling opponent's creatures when they die and creating 1/1 rat tokens at the end of each turn. The more rats you control, the stronger Vren becomes as he gets +1/+1 for each rat. With Ward 2, he's tough to deal with, and his token engine fits perfectly into your strategy of grinding out value over time. K9 Mark 1. This legendary artifact creature, Robot Dog, offers powerful support to your other legendary creatures. As long as K9 is untapped, it gives them Ward 1, making them harder to target with removal. Additionally, K9 can make any legendary creature unblockable, letting Nashi or another key threat slip through for combat damage and trigger powerful abilities. Ertai Resurrected. Another flexible legend, Ertai can counter a spell, activate ability, or triggered ability, then draw you a card. This disruptive tool is perfect to reanimate in key moments to deal with threats, while also drawing you deeper into your deck. While our deck thrives on legendary creatures, we can't overlook some of the powerful non-legendary creatures that add crucial value to our game plan. These creatures bring immense utility, board presence, and game-altering effects when reanimated. Let's take a look at 6 key non-legendary creatures that are perfect targets for our reanimation spells. Grave Titan, an iconic reanimator staple. Grave Titan not only brings a massive 6/6 death touch body to the field, but it also creates two black zombie tokens whenever it enters or attacks. This card is a value engine, flooding the board with zombies that can quickly overwhelm your opponents. Noxious Gearhulk, a versatile creature with menace, Noxious Gearhulk destroys another target creature upon entering the battlefield, and you gain life equal to that creature's toughness. This helps you stabilize against aggressive opponents and gain life while removing their biggest threats. Archetype of Imagination. This enchantment creature changes the game by giving all your creatures flying while stripping your opponent's creatures of flying. This shift in evasion can win games by letting your creatures swing through unblocked, especially when combined with powerful reanimated threats. Wonder, a fantastic utility creature for this deck. Wonder gives all your creatures flying as long as it's in your graveyard and you control an island. This means once Wonder is in the yard, your army becomes incredibly hard to block, ensuring you can consistently deal damage to your opponents. Sepulchral Primordial. Although it's not legendary, Sepulchral Primordial is a devastating reanimator target. When it enters the battlefield, you can steal a creature from each opponent's graveyard and put it directly onto your battlefield. This can easily turn the tide of the game, giving you access to the best threats in any graveyard. Silent Hall Creeper. This unblockable enchantment creature does everything you want in a reanimator deck. When it deals combat damage to a player, you can choose between growing it with +1/+1 counters, drawing a card, or making it copy another creature you control. It's a versatile creature that can be reanimated repeatedly to either generate value or become a copy of your more powerful threats. Last but not least, this deck runs a solid mana base and ramp package to make sure you can cast your spells and get Nashi into play as quickly as possible. Here are some of the key pieces: Dimir Signet, Arcane Signet, and Talisman of Dominance, efficient mana rocks to keep your engine running smoothly, Nephalia Drownyard, a land that helps you mill yourself or an opponent, perfect for filling your yard with reanimation targets, Myriad Landscape and Rogue's Passage, utility lands to help fix your mana and let Nashi swing through for combat damage when you need that mill trigger. And that's how you build a Dimir Historic Reanimator deck around Nashi, Searcher in the Dark. It's sneaky, it's tricky, and it's loaded with powerful budget, casual historic legends ready to rise from the grave. If you want to mill, reanimate, and dominate the game with style, this is the deck for you. Make sure to check out the full deck list in the description, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome MTG content. Until next time, may your legends rise from the dark.